the real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com. rsrmoney.com. Home prices are not declining, but headlines might make you think they are. Have you seen the news lately about home sellers slashing prices? It's a great example of how headlines do more to terrify than clarify. Here's what's really happening with prices. Bottom line is, home prices are higher than they were a year ago at this time, and they're expected to keep rising just at a slower pace. Think about this. If you're driving down the freeway, and I don't recommend breaking any laws, at 75 miles an hour, and you see a police officer pull up behind you, you're in a 65 zone, and he doesn't pull you over, but you might slow down to 65. Are you going backwards, or are you still going forward, just not at quite the same pace? Same concept. Prices are going forward, just not quite as quickly. The bottom line is, home prices are higher than they were a year ago at this time, and they're expected to keep rising, just at the slower pace. A recent article from Redfin notes, quote, price drops hit the highest level in 18 months as high rates dampen buyer demand, unquote. And that might make you think prices are declining. Now, while it's true, the latest report from Realtor.com also shows 16.6% of homes on the market had price reductions in May, which is up from 12.7 last month. That doesn't mean overall home prices are falling. And I'm going to share with you that I don't even believe those numbers because they're probably double that. We get our data from Altos Research. It's also now called Housing Wire. I think we bought Altos. You can get the same data if you like. rsrlinks.com/market report. rsrlinks.com/market report. The numbers you're looking at right now are telling that we're talking about are national numbers. When you go to rsrlinks.com/market report, you can put in the zip code you want, and it'll tell you down there on the right side near the bottom, it'll say in that zip code of the houses that are on the market today, how many of them have taken a price reduction. On average, historically, about 1/3, 33% of the houses that sell have a price reduction. Right? And the last time I looked, it was about 35% had price reductions of the properties that are on the market right now. You need to know that. You can also see what's happening as far as values of the properties in any given area. I digress. The key is knowing the difference between the asking price and the sold price. Understanding asking price versus sold price. In essence, the asking price, also known as a listing price, is the amount a seller hopes, maybe, to get for their home when they list it. In reality, sellers can't just put any price tag on their house and expect it to sell for top dollar. Today's buyers are savvy customers, and when they aren't willing to pay a premium for a home because their budgets are strained by higher mortgage rates, sellers need to adjust. And that's what's happening right now. Based on market factors and what offers that sellers receives, that asking price can change. If a seller isn't getting much foot traffic, you may see them revise the price and make an adjustment to reignite interest in the home. Sometimes that's because they've overpriced it from the start. That's where price reductions come in. And when you see price drops in a headline, it sounds like declining home prices. They've got Mike Simonson, CEO and founder of Altos Research. We were just talking about him. Quote, not only is the share of homes with price cuts elevated compared to 1 year ago, but more price cuts are happening each week than last year, unquote. On the other hand, the final sold price is the amount a buyer actually pays when the transaction is complete. Here's the most important thing to note. Actual sold prices are still rising, and they're expected to continue to do so at least over the next 5 years. What does this mean for home prices? So while there's been an increase in price reductions recently, this doesn't mean overall home values are declining. Instead, it's a sign that demand is moderating, and as a result, sellers are adjusting their expectations to align with today's market reality. Even with more price reductions, home values are still growing on an annual basis, as they do nearly every year in the housing market. According to the FHFA, Federal Housing Finance Agency, home prices went up 6.6% over the last year. If you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of the socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feed, you are seeing a chart Nationally, percentage of home price increases 6.6%. Looks like California was 6.3%. So are we talking about prices going down? No. Just about everywhere it indicates that the market is not in decline. Because if you look in there, there's an orange section that's lower than 1%, and I see only Maryland. Is it Maryland? DC is the only place where the prices are down, and that's only down 1.9%. While the seller price reductions are often a leading indicator that prices may moderate in the months ahead, which experts have been saying for a while is expected to happen, they aren't necessarily a reason for alarm. The same article from Redfin also states, quote, those metrics suggest sale price growth could soften in the coming months as persistently high mortgage rates turn off home buyers. For now, the median home sale price is up 4.3% year over year to another record high. And with inventory as tight as it is today, price moderation is much more likely in upcoming months than price declines. Why is this good news for buyers and sellers? For home buyers, don't forget, get the Home Buyer's Guide, RSRHBG.com, RSRBG.com. So for home buyers, more realistic asking prices means a better chance of securing a home at a fair price. It also means you can enter the market with more confidence, knowing prices are stabilizing rather than continuing to skyrocket. For sellers, your home seller's guide, RSRHSG.com, RSRHSG.com. For sellers, understanding the need to adjust your asking price can lead to faster sales and fewer price negotiations. Setting a realistic price from the start can attract more serious buyers and lead to smoother transactions. Bottom line, while the uptick in price reductions might seem troubling, it's not a cause for concern. It reflects a market adjusting new conditions. Home prices are continuing to grow, just at a more moderate pace. That is the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com.